Hey, what's going on? Pat McLaughlin here from DrumlineChops.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to tune the snare guts of a marching snare drum as well as just adjust these knobs, right? Figure out what's going on and how you can use them to get your desired sound out of your marching snare drums. Alright, so to start off, you'll notice that the drum is on a stand and it is upside down. So the bottom head is facing up, the snare guts are on the top, right? The snare throw-off is released, okay? So the guts are actually off of the bottom head, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this side, the non-throw-off side, a little bit, alright? Just a hair, okay? Then what I'm going to do is actually take a pencil, I'm going to slide it underneath the throw-off side, okay? And then from there, I'm going to put the throw-offs back on, okay? What this does is it causes tension to happen with the guts off of the head, alright? Remember before, if you have tension with the guts on the head, you're going to get the snare sound. It's the whole purpose of a snare drum, right? This way, the guts are completely off the head, but they still have tension, right? What does that allow us to do? Well, it allows us to pluck them, kind of like a guitar string, right? So if you pluck it, you hear a pitch, right? And you go to the next one, okay, that one's a little bit higher, next one, that one's a little bit lower, next one, okay, that one's close to the same, right? So you can tell that these guts are not in tune with one another, right? So what we're going to do is simply take a screwdriver, okay, and figure out which of the screws correlates with which of the guts, right? Now, typically you start on the lower end as the drum is down, but it could vary depending on your drum model and your manufacturer and whatnot, okay? So you're just going to find this, and remember, the first one was low, so I'm going to tighten it just a little bit. Okay, and as the gut gets more tension, the pitch is going to raise. Right? Then I'm going to go to the second one. I'm going to tune that one, raise that a little bit. Okay, and then the third one, right? And again, not an extremely exciting process. Can actually be pretty tedious. But you don't have to get them perfect, okay? Nobody is really actually going to be able to tell how in tune your guts are, right? Especially once you add between 3 and 9 snares in the mix. Nobody's going to be able to say, oh, you know, that 5th snare gut on that 3rd snare drum was a little bit out of tune. Not going to happen. Okay? But the reason you do want to do this occasionally is just to make sure that the tension across the snares is even and that you do get a fairly uniform sound across all of the snare guts as they resonate. Right? That's really the main purpose you're doing this. Also, if you like a snare texture that has a little bit loose, like a more loose sound with the snare guts, then you can drop the pitch of these a little bit. If you like a snare sound with a really, really tight snare sound, then you can raise these quite a bit, and that'll just help you get your desired sound. Right? So once you're done tuning the snare guts, okay, you're going to release the lever again, take the pencil out, okay, and put the snares back on, right? So again, this will probably be a little bit off. So what you need to go and do is tighten this knob down here again to bring the snares back down to the head level, all right? So as that happens, you get closer and closer and closer. And what I like to do is just make it so they just touch, all right? And you can kind of get in this habit of just rolling your finger across them and A, checking the tension of the guts, right? And B, kind of just seeing how they resonate against the head, or how they move against the head, and how much flexibility they have, right? So then, once I get it there, I'll go to the next side, and again, same thing, where they're just kind of touching, and this side is actually pretty close. Alright, So that's what that does. This knob over here will actually pull and release the snares this way. All right? So the knobs on the sides will pull it vertically up and down, which causes tension to go across and then around the bearing edges and vertically, right? This one simply does horizontally, right? So essentially they're doing the same thing with a little bit of variance, right? The vertical ones have a vertical pull, and then the side one just has a horizontal pull, right? So mess with them a little bit, experiment. That's the best way to figure out what your preferred sound is with these. And people have completely different opinions on how a marching snare drum should sound and how you should adjust your snare guts to get that desired sound, right? Some people will put tape across the snares. Some people will completely crank these so there's barely any snare resonance. Other people keep them really loose. Some people, in this case, cut some of the middle snare guts out to get less of a snare sound, and that's just the case for this drum. So there are lots of different variations that people do. What's important is that you experiment and find what you need to do to get your desired sound out of the instrument. All right? So hopefully that gives you kind of a quick overview of how you can adjust or how you can tune the snare guts and how you can use these knobs to get your desired snare sound. Alright, thanks very much for checking out drumlinechops.com. Be sure to go to the website and check out all the other videos, articles, and interviews that we have to help you improve your rudimental drumming. Alright, thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.